Knowing how to write a complex sentence structure is another very helpful tool in your communication bag of tricks. A complex structure uses one independent clause. You should be pretty good with these already. Remember, we've used them for the simple sentence and the compound sentence both. Coupled with a dependent clause. The dependent clause also has to be joined to the independent clause, and it's done using another conjunction. This time the conjunction is actually part of the dependent clause, so we're going to count it in there as we're finding the dependent clause. The special conjunctions that are used for joining the dependent clause in a complex sentence are called subordinating. And remember, we often called the dependent clause, it was interchangeable with the term subordinate clause. So a subordinate clause or a dependent clause uses a subordinating conjunction in order to begin it. Some of the normal subordinating conjunctions: because, since, when, why, before, although, after, until, while, where, that, if, as, how, and who. These are the words that we're going to be looking for in this position before we actually start looking for the subject and verb that's always in a clause, whether it be dependent or independent. I fed the cat because she was hungry. One of these subordinating conjunctions begins the dependent clause. I fed the cat because she was hungry. I've used the because in this sentence. I'm going to box it off. In the compound sentence structure, I circled the coordinating conjunction, but to show you there's a little bit of a difference here within our conjunctions, I'm going to box off the subordinating conjunction. All right, so this is a part of the dependent clause. As soon as you find the coordinating conjunction, you've located the dependent clause because it starts here. Because now we're looking for a subject and verb. She was hungry. She is a subject. Was is the verb. She was. Because she was hungry. Because she was hungry. If I only said that by itself, because she was hungry, you would say, what about it? Did you lose your train of thought? But as soon as I hook it on to the independent portion of this sentence, I fed, subject verb, I fed the cat because she was hungry. Now it makes perfect sense when it's joined to the independent clause. In fact, if we had put a period right here, I fed the cat would have made sense by itself. So it could have been a simple sentence structure. But as soon as we add the subordinating conjunction to it and another set of subjects and verbs, voila, you have made a complex structure. I fed the cat since she was hungry. I could exchange the because or the since. That gives a little bit of variety as well. Perhaps in this sentence, we got up early when the sun rose this morning. Looking for the conjunction. Let me bring the board back for a minute. We're looking for the subordinate conjunction. In this case, I've used when. We got up early when the sun rose this morning. Subjects and verbs in this, we got. Sun rose. Here's the beginning of the dependent clause because you've got the conjunction as part of the dependent clause. So from the conjunction to the end of the sentence this time, we have the conjunction. When the sun rose this morning, what? Dependent clause. Doesn't make sense by itself. It has to be connected. But if you said, we got up early this morning, well, really? Too bad you didn't sleep in. We got up early this morning could have been a simple sentence. But if it's connected with a coordinating or with a subordinating conjunction, it turns into a complex sentence structure. What other conjunctions could you use in this? We got up early. How about before the sun rose this morning? We got up early while the sun rose this morning. How about we got up early as the sun rose this morning? We got up early because the sun rose this morning. So many choices. And the preciseness of what you want to say, your thoughts and thinking, you can interchange these subordinating conjunctions in the complex sentence structure to say precisely what you want to say.